Good afternoon, traders. This is Christian Farmer, Trading Group, and this is your end of day market recap for Tuesday, February 11th. Well, the chop continues. I think everybody knows that at this point, but I will go over a couple of the earnings results because I think we've got another group of interesting reports after the close. I'll also go over what they're expecting for the CPI report, as well as the what the market is implying for that move. Risk disclaimer in front of you. Everything that I'm going through is for information purposes only. Please read that full risk disclaimer right there on your screen. So a couple developments that I would say for the day that I think are interesting. One of which I think is Bitcoin kind of moving lower. And the big question is where are we going to move? Are we going to break higher or are we going to break lower? I think everybody knows at this point, this market has been just basically sideways and trying to basically find some direction. Dips have been bought, rips have been sold, and waiting on more data. The market seems very in tune to what is going to happen here with inflation or what the market's next direction could be based on this report. Tomorrow they're expecting 0.3%, so a little bit of a high bar. That's still a lot of inflation. Of course, when you analyze that, that comes up with 3.6%, which is way above the Fed's target. But this is what they're implying, and this is what they're expecting. So, I think a obvious results an obvious result would be here is if the market comes in, or if this number comes in a little bit lower, the market's going to like that, and I would think IWM will really move on that. The small caps, they're the ones that really move on the economic data. So that's the case there. If this number comes in bigger than or hotter than expected, 0.4 or 0.5, I would say look out. So you might get your answer tomorrow. And then reminder that we get, in addition, we get the PPI report that comes out the following day, and then retail sales thereafter. So it could be something of that if one of these data points, are different than in line. For example, if this number comes in line with expectations, maybe you get a muted response and more of a response for the PPI that comes out the following day. So let's go over a couple charts. First of all, Upstart, nice move there after hours up to $81. And it seems like we're getting a couple of these really good, nice reactions on a daily basis. We're also getting a couple to the downside as well, but you got a nice one in there. I also, because so many people ask about this one or have eyes on this one, but SMCI is another one that reported, and if you look, they said that they don't need to restate any of their prior statements, but they did mention that they've got a private placement, 700 notes. So that's what's bringing the stock down a little bit. I think also their numbers were not terrific. Net sales 23.5 billion to 2025. Well, that's a lot of money. That's a little bit lighter what their expectations are. So if you look at this, I did not do a video yesterday, but we were talking about this in the trading room, that SMCI went right up to the bottom of its value area for the year, and a little bit of a rejection there at 42. So again, interesting name. A lot of eyes on this one. I haven't really been trading it, but it's the age-old buy the rumor, of the report that's coming out, and a little bit of sell the news as the stock was down today. Because you came right into that resistance and inside day today, but that's the barrier. And if you're looking to go long the stock, I would be watching this 42 level. Let's talk about the indices really quickly. SPY, as I mentioned, we're kind of in this pattern right now, where it's a little bit of lower highs, but this could be broken in either direction pretty easily. I mean, we're really getting pretty tight here in the price action. We're inside that February value area, which means range bound for now. Also a level to watch here that I've been putting on Twitter is right around this top of the value area. So we did break through that towards the end of the day. That level to watch is 60. I think that's 604.75 or right around 604.80 is level in SPY. Q is very similar. You've got a level to watch here. I'm going to start with the 1 hour chart, but that level is 529.64, and we've hit that level twice this week already, and haven't been able to get through that. And looking at the daily chart for SPY, right, we're sitting there right at the top of the value area too. So again, which way will this break? I thought this was very interesting too. I'm just going to chime in with this. Helene Meisler, who's a great follower on, was a great follow on Twitter X. She put out this poll: will the chop in the S&P? Let's see if I can zoom in on this. Sorry about that. Will the chop in the S&P resolve up or down? It's very quick, a very interesting split there. 52% say up, 48% say down. So it's one thing that's kind of concerning with this market is that the sentiment remains so decently hot right now. Even though we get these Friday sell-offs, not last weekend, but the weekend, last couple weeks before, we had a gap down in the market, but it's not really changing the bearishness or bullishness. I think people are still pretty bulled up in this market. And something like this, like, that's, I think most people are expecting this, well, I'm not say most, but the majority voted here that the market's going to resolve higher. I just want to go over IWM really quickly. And just note that this has had this battle with the 50-day moving average, still can't get through it, but no breakdown either. Just a lot of sideways consolidation. And again, IWM can really move on economics. So, maybe this kind of punches this out one way or another, but that would be 1.8%. If IWM did go up, I would watch 229.80 for tomorrow. Another thing that's kind of interesting to me. So this is it's kind of interesting when you look at the 4-week new highs versus new lows. I mean, pretty much on the screws in terms of 60 names when made 4-week new highs, and 58 made new 4-week lows. So really, right down the middle. This chart is not down here is not updated for today, but you could see there's a pretty good tug of war that's going on right now. So, I'm going to leave it there, guys. I just wanted to mention one more thing here too, in terms of what actually did well today. The banks did well. So, the financials were the best, look to be in best shape kind of coming into this week. They've had a little bit of digestion here, but they're still holding in here. So this is XLF, and I would watch what this does right around the top of the value area, right around $51. All right, guys, I'll leave it there. Have a great night. See you tomorrow.